Hello, my darlings, and welcome to another Mindfulness Monday. This Mindfulness Monday, we're in my kitchen because I'm going to be mixing up something special today. Because I was sitting here and I was looking at my recipe for how I manage my stress. You know, all of the ingredients I need, like getting enough sleep, exercising, making sure I read, spending time with my friends and family. And I realized this recipe needs to be updated. There are things that I used to be able to put in here before the pandemic that I can't get anymore. I'm gonna have to substitute some of these ingredients. So I started thinking, what am I gonna put in my new recipe? My recipe for stress management during quarantine. So first I started with my main ingredients, right? What were the most important ingredients of my old recipe that I have to substitute now? One of them for me was exercise. I love to go to dance class. I love to climb on rock climbing walls. I love to go out in nature and hike or get in a boat and paddle. But a lot of those things aren't really safe to do right now. So I had to think, okay, I used to put that kind of exercise in my bowl. Maybe I need to think a little bit differently. Maybe I need to start having dance parties at home or go on the computer and find a workout class that I can do here. Maybe I need to be stretching my body while I'm cooking, but it needs to be a little bit different. So I think I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with my substituted ingredient for exercise. I'm going to take my gym exercise, my outdoor exercise, and I'm going to substitute it with indoor. All right, so that's there. What are my other main ingredients? Well, one of my main ingredients is definitely spending time with my friends and family. But that's not that safe to do right now. I don't want to put my friends or my family or myself in danger by stopping physically distancing with them. So I gotta replace it. But what am I gonna add? Oh, perfect. I've got FaceTime and Zoom. I've got online movie nights. I've got classes. I've got letters and emails and texts. It's not the same. Yeah, it doesn't taste quite the same, but it's still gonna make my recipe as good as I can make it. All right, what else? Well, one of my really important main ingredients is getting enough sleep. And I know that when I'm stressed out, I have a really hard time sleeping. So one of the things I'm gonna add in is going to bed a little bit earlier than I normally do, because maybe I need some extra time to wind down, to do some stretches or some deep breathing or to read. So I'm gonna add in an earlier bedtime. That's gonna be my substitution for what I used to have. All right. Well, I got my main ingredients in there, but this really doesn't seem like my old recipe. I think I need to add some other things to really make it delicious. So I started thinking about what else I needed to add for it to be my quarantine stress management recipe. And I started thinking about my social emotional learning skills, because I need all of those to help manage my stress during quarantine. So I think I start with my self-awareness. I need to be able to pay attention to my emotions, to check in with myself, to see when I'm angry or frustrated or upset or tired, because it's really important for me to know those things so I can then deal with those emotions, which means I gotta add in some self-management, because it doesn't do me a lot of good to know how I'm feeling if I don't know how to manage how I'm feeling. If I don't know how to set goals for myself, if I don't know how to check in with myself and make a good change. Like if I'm feeling really frustrated, needing to stop and take some deep breaths. If I notice I'm feeling really tired, maybe needing to stop and take a nap before I try to do other things. There we go. Now what else? Well, I certainly need my social awareness, right? That's gotta go in there. Because I think sometimes when really difficult things are happening, it really helps me to think about other people, to understand that I'm not alone in the world. I'm not the only one going through the things that I'm going through. And when I think about how it is for other people, some of whom might be having a much harder time than I am, it helps me understand that what's going on isn't the end of the world. Ooh, but you know what? I should add a little bit more, because I also need some extra social awareness for the people that I see every day, because they're going through some of the same stuff that I thought about when I thought about my self-awareness. They're going through frustration and anger and tiredness and stress. So I need to be a little more empathetic to those people on a daily basis. I need to find my kindness even when I'm feeling frustrated. And well, I guess that means that I need to add in my relationship skills, because part of my relationship skills is taking care of the people that I love. And when we have a conflict, when we have an argument or a disagreement, being able to take care of that in a way that is the two of us versus the problem, not one of us versus the other one. And that's super important when I'm managing my stress during social distancing. All right, so I got self-awareness, I got self-management, social awareness, relationship skills. That's 4. Am I missing one? What am I missing, guys? You're right. Duh. I forgot my responsible decision making. And I have to have that, because how can I do any of those other things if I'm not making responsible decisions? How can I get enough sleep if I don't think about when I need to go to bed? How do I keep myself from making a snap decision when I'm fighting with my siblings if I'm not using my responsible decision making? All right. You know what? This is starting to smell more and more delicious. It doesn't really smell like my old recipe, but it smells like something I definitely want to try. Now, I think I've got the basics in there, and maybe now's the time to add in some other stuff, like sending my friend a package in the mail, or writing something nice on the sidewalk in front of my house with chalk so everyone else can feel it, or putting on my mask and taking a walk around the neighborhood as long as I'm being safe, telling the cashier at the grocery store thank you. All of those little extra things that make my day and other people's day better. Ooh, it's getting there. But you know what? I think it needs one more thing. And that is fun. If I'm not having fun, if I'm not making pillow forts and having dance parties and wearing my unicorn onesie and being silly, then I know I'm definitely going to be stressed. So I need to sprinkle on some fun if I want this recipe to be any good. All right, let's give it a stir and give it a taste. That's good. It doesn't taste exactly like my old recipe, but it tastes like something that I want to have. So I want you to think about your recipe for stress management. What things need to go in your bowl? What things do you need to make sure that you're doing so that you can deal with stress? And once you think of those things and you mix up your recipe, don't forget that you need to be tasting it pretty much every day, right? I'm not going to make it and then leave it on the counter. I want to have it. So I'm really excited to hear what you guys come up with for your recipe for stress management. And I bet I'm going to steal some of those things and put them into my new recipe. Because if I can make my recipe better, why wouldn't I? Just because it looks like this today doesn't mean I can't add other things in tomorrow. Which makes me think maybe there's one more thing that I want to add to my recipe so I know that it's exactly what I need it to be. And that is you guys. Magic. Yep, I needed my kids in there for it to be perfectly done. So that's all for our Mindfulness Monday, my darlings. I will see you soon, and as always, I love you very, very much.